and welcome. We are live in City of Glasgow College this morning, and proudly here with us today is David Attenborough.
Hello there.
Nice to meet you, David.
Pleasure to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you, who of course is doing the new nature documentary, Blue Planet 2. And also with us today is the wonderful Putin.
Good day, everybody.
It's not something I thought I would say. Who is credited for feeding Russian children propaganda. And especially with us today this morning is Shia LaBeouf.
Hey.
All right?
Yeah.
That's good. How are we all this morning?
Yes,
We're good?
doing
That's
very
very
well.
good.
Doing all right.
What have you guys been up to recently? Tell us about your projects. David, you've been doing Blue Planet 2. Are you
Planet
proud?
2, yeah,
Was it
I'm
hard to
very
do?
Proud.
Very proud.
I like to travel the world for these projects, so
That is a big undertaking at your age. You are
Yeah.
very old.
hate waiting in lines at the airport.
You have to wait in lines at airport?
Can you not just go right through because you're David Attenborough?
Yeah.
Sadly not.
That's mental.
Do you not
David is
get
a
your own plane?
national
Yes,
treasure,
private jet.
And that is not good for the environment.
Yeah, but neither's flying, so you know.
He's got the point.
That is why I sometimes take a catamaran.
Aha.
A what?
A
Yeah.
catamaran.
What is that?
What is a catamaran?
It's. Do you not know what a catamaran?
I genuinely
Please describe to us.
sounds like a weapon.
Catamaran.
A catamaran is a
Never heard of these
boat
before.
which
Neither
has
have
two floats, and then the surface is like
With a big sail.
the one with like the racing one.
Like
There's
life
no
of
way you
Pi.
can take a catamaran.
Watch me.
I like
Oh.
that attitude. Putin, you've been in the news recently for, got it right here actually.
Oh, yes. What is it this time?
You're quite
What
mad
was
about the new
propaganda?
modern warfare game. Apparently you think it's embering a newfound hatred for Russians.
Yes, they just portrayed us as Nazis. Basically, it was horrible. I just watched millions and millions of Russians die constantly, respawn, die. It's disgusting.
You play the game?
Yes, I have Steam. Yes.
Can I
Is
friend
this
you?
a,
Sure.
Sure. You want
What is your name, young one?
the real Shire 1235?
Ah, right. I
Yeah.
think I already have you.
Do you?
Uh-huh.
Oh, we'll play sometime.
Oh, sure.
well, that's a
sure thing.
blossoming friendship. I can't wait to see.
Yes.
Lovely
Is
meeting.
this,
You too, man.
is this confirmation that Putin is indeed a gamer?
I cannot release that information,
Oh.
but I cannot. I cannot say. No, that is deeply private. Yes. But I can tell you
Sorry.
that Kim Jong-un has a Steam account. And he's a big gamer. That's all he does.
You play with Kim
his
Jong
name?
Un?
No.
No.
He's a little sweaty.
Oh,
Mm.
okay.
Oh.
We'll watch your
Oh.
language this morning show.
They know what it means, but he is a sweaty.
Yeah.
Shia, what have you been up to recently?
Learning how to dance.
I got to dance. Could
Yeah.
you give us an example?
Oh, please do.
Yeah, honestly, go ahead.
I need
would-
music for, you
I
know.
will.
Putin
I
can
will
famously
sing.
beatbox. So, Putin,
Can you beatbox in
I will
Can
give you a
you?
sick rhythm.
Okay.
yeah, okay, go.
It's a bit experimental.
Okay, I'm very
It's-
excited for this. Cameras,
What sort of
get
tempo are
prepared.
you looking for?
This
I'm
will-
looking for,
this will be
you know,
interesting to
you could throw in a couple jumps. You
Okay.
could throw in like, you know, make it your own,
Let's
and
do
I'll
this.
I'll get into the groove.
All right.
Not to rush your talent, Shia, but let's go.
Oh.
Let's do this.
You go.
Face the camera.
I'm expelling my emotions with this. You know, wiping myself clean. Oh, I just knocked my
Picture,
mic.
Mike.
Mic fixed. That was part of the choreography.
That was
Keep-
part of the choreography. Shows.
There you go.
Right, I think that's enough.
Yeah.
A round of
Thank you so
applause,
much.
really.
That was
Incredible.
fabulous.
Incredible TV.
That was-
That is.
That
I've
was
actually
that
seen
was
that for ages.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really good.
that was
Never
wonderful.
heard a Russian beatbox before.
Well, there you go. There you go.
So many of you three ever worked together before?
No, not made a documentary in Russia yet, have you?
I have been to Russia. Just
Oh,
just
and you
not,
doesn't visit me?
not,
I'm
not
insulted.
the Kremlin. I've been to the wilderness of Russia, just not. the
Well,
main
you'll
cities.
have to come up to the palace sometime. Show you my super cool Super Bowl ring. Mhm. Yes.
You
Interesting.
got a Super Bowl
Why'd you
ring?
have a Super Bowl ring?
Oh, for no reason in particular, other than you know, I won the Super Bowl, as everybody knows.
When
but
did you win
Yeah.
the Super Bowl?
2016, I believe it was, and some guy gave me hassle over the ring. He said it was his. I said it was mine. I put it in my pocket. He comes at me. I
Came
get my
at you.
bodyguards on him, and he's swearing at me, you know? I'm there just traumatized.
That's crazy. See, I heard that you
So
just
for a reason.
stole it from him. You just took it.
No, this is a misconception completely.
We'll get back to that later. That's
Yes,
very,
we
very
will.
interesting.
It's a
but
deeply.
I hope you all do well in your upcoming projects. But now,
Cheers.
it is time for City News. A Florida man was, well, obviously it's a Florida man, was found chilling in a fridge after watching a documentary about cryogenic freezing to reserve life for long periods of time. He decided to act upon doing so, and his doctors have confirmed that he is still alive and ready to tackle life once again. Blue Planet 2 is approaching us this December, and the plot is that someone stole David's box of Cheerios, and now he's back with a vengeance to give us all another mindless, entertaining 2 hours of our life. I can't wait to see your big action set pieces once again. Anyway, a man was recently found doing the dishes. Has humanity come too far? For some it has. Russia has now become too hot of an ember to contain and has now declared war on the new Modern Warfare game as it mocked the Russians and created a false evil showcase of who they are as a country. In other Russian news, Gosh Rubinsky has managed to capture the current state of how people of the motherland are feeling. We'll get back to that later. KSI won the fight, but did he really win the war? KSI's controversial win over Logan Paul after Logan losing 2 points due to illegal punches thrown before and after the knockdown. Many memes have already been produced of JJ collapsing on the canvas in front of millions attended and watching worldwide. Finally, should we incredible actors and presenters be paid for contributing towards this amazing production? Yes, please. Callum's new rapping career has skyrocketed after his rap name finally being released. Callum 1L has exploded to the top of the charts alongside Daniel with his hilarious song working as a presentation pitch. That is all the news we have for you here this morning. We will be back with you shortly and our guests, so don't go anywhere. Here are some of our sponsors who keep our show alive these days, so please pay them. Hello and welcome back to City Breakfast Show. We will now have a bit more of a chat with our guests here with us this morning. David,
Hello.
you have a long broadcasting career, nearly spanning 70 years.
I do.
But with all your experience and expertise, what I want to know is, how many ducks would it take to defeat an unarmed horse in combat?
I would say probably 77.
77 ducks?
77.
You know what,
Not
speaking
enough
of,
ducks.
I'm passionate about this issue. I want to know your opinions as well. What are you thinking?
No. Shaya, do you want to go first? What do you think?
We did the maths for the rhino earlier, you know.
We did do the maths for the rhino.
It's like 3,000.
Some off screen.
Mhm.
It took 3,000 ducks to kill a rhino.
And a horse ain't much smaller than a rhino.
A horse is
It
bigger
can,
than a rhino.
it can go way faster though.
So I'm keeping on that note, same ballpark, about 2,000 ducks.
2,000 ducks, very interesting.
Right. I'm going to go, I'll say about 33. I've seen them in action.
Lowballing it.
Yes. Ducks are very aggressive in Russia, you know.
Are they particularly
Oh
angry
yes, you
Russian
try
ducks?
feed them a bit of bread and they just swallow the whole loaf.
You're not really meant to feed them bread.
Well, I do. But I would say about 33 ducks should do the trick.
No. Glad to know we've solved that issue. David, something interesting. You've said that you don't consider yourself an animal fan. You just find them very interesting.
They are.
What about penguins? Do you like them?
Oh, we love penguins.
Who doesn't love a penguin? Don't I?
Mm.
Pretty great. So majestic.
Yeah. Diving through the water.
Just adorable.
Yeah, adorable.
Obviously, how could we not mention your beautiful voice, which has been described as the Werver's original and could make the mating call of a coral sound sexy.
Interesting.
Any words on that?
Not really.
Yeah, well, I thought you would. Anyway, do you ever use your voice to your advantage in life?
Sometimes I use it in bars and I narrate the bartenders, and
All right.
sometimes I get a free drink.
Could you give us a little quick example of that?
No.
Okay, well, there you are then. Finally, the most important question of all, which bird would be best at driving?
An ostrich.
Why?
It's got long legs.
That's smart. That's really clever.
Very good thinking.
It's got a really long neck though, so its neck would be like out. Yeah, that's dangerous, mate. That's just stupid.
At least it can
Jesus.
reach the pedals.
Emus can as well, though, with
Yeah.
short neck.
Short neck.
Yeah,
Very
Not
smart.
emus.
they'd forget. They fit in the car as well.
They do fit in the car.
Yeah.
I have tried. Thank you. Shia,
Yeah.
you have collaborated on a number of performance art pieces, from putting a bag over your head on the red carpet that said, "I'm not famous anymore," to your follow-up #I'm sorry, where you just sat in a room and cried at people for ages. Do you prefer your artistic mediums, or do you prefer like film more directly?
To like get emotions out, I think the artistic medium is a lot better, especially with a good cry.
How do you find the public received your artistic sort of projects?
It went well. They remembered it, you know. It was kind of the whole point. It's
Some
like,
people kind of laughed at you a bit though.
but it's the irony, is it not, of how cruel people can be when someone is truly upset and is crying in front of them, seeking the help, but they're just not helping them at all.
Horrible that. It
It's
was pretty funny though, wasn't it? So,
No, well, it wasn't funny at all, was it?
Alright, maybe. Whatever.
Nah,
Your
yeah.
opinion. Speaking of films, you've got a new film coming out called Honey Boy.
Yeah, I do.
You directed, and I think you wrote this, didn't you? And you wrote it in rehab. What was that experience like for you?
Oh, it was pretty eye-opening,
Pretty eye-opening.
you know, because you're just battling the urges to get on it. That's really hard. They don't even let you like drink Calpol and all that in there because it's quite dangerous.
That's mental.
So like you could be addicted to anything. So trying to get myself off everything, came back to my roots, who I am, so I could write it all on screen.
You actually play your father in this film.
I do.
Is that a difficult decision to make?
Nah, I felt I suit the role the best, as I am his genes. So I felt I knew him more.
That makes sense. Was it a healing experience for you?
No.
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 Hate it.
Yeah. He
Alright
left
then.
me, so it's like, you know.
Big, isn't it? Anyway, we have a short clip from the movie. We're going to have a look at that now.
Why is she busy? Why does she have a job? Think it through. Play the tape out. What's your mother got a job for? Huh?
Just in case.
In case what? In case what?
I don't
In case
know.
you fail. In case it don't
No.
work out. Yes, man. She's filling your head full of fear. I don't ever do that, do I? Huh? I pump you full of strength. Because we're on a team and I know you got what it takes. You're a star and I know it. That's why I'm here. I'm your cheerleader, honey boy. You trust me?
Well, that looks great. Can't wait to
Cheers.
see it. We'll get more on that later. Moving on to you, Vlad. Aside from being a world leader, you seem to enjoy a lot of outdoor and dangerous activities as well.
I do.
Just a couple examples of that. You like flying military jets. You
Yes.
drive a race car and a motorbike.
Yes.
You love riding horses, sometimes shirtless for some reason.
Oh, always shirtless.
Rafting. You
Horses.
attempted to lead endangered cranes to their migration path.
Trying to do the best for the world, you know.
You did that in a hand glider. That was pretty mental.
Yes, I
Very
just
dope.
thought, you know, it's the most. I can't really take any other form other than a hand glider. you know.
Right.
Plane is too loud.
Do you actually do these things because you enjoy them, or are you just trying to help your image?
Little bit of both. You know, the publicity obviously helps my communist-based country, and the rest is just for fun. Everybody loves it, so.
Very true, very true.
Yes.
Do you enjoy being seen as such a macho man?
Yes, it is very empowering. I get off on it.
Are you a macho? Are you sorry, what?
Not in that way, you
Okay.
disgusting little Westerner.
Well, you
but,
get off on it. You get off on yourself. That's pretty weird, isn't it?
Some would say yes, but not in Russia. No.
I get off on it too. Anyway, you often do a lot of these activities shirtless for not really any explicable reason.
Is that
Why-
what you're looking for? An answer to my toplessness?
What?
Is that Is that what you would like? An answer to as to why I am always
Why
topless?
do you always? Yeah, but you never wear a shirt.
Aren't you always a little bit too warm when you do extreme sports? You know,
No, never.
never.
I've never done rafting and thought I would much rather have my nips out doing this.
Well, you are missing out. Truly, it is a truly different experience.
I'm sure I am.
Mhm.
Did you know there's a comic inspired by all the things you've been doing? It's called Super
did
Putin.
I did not know this. I was not aware
Pretty
at all.
cool, isn't it?
Wow. Do you know the author of this book?
No,
No. Well, that is a little disappointing, isn't it now?
you didn't even know about your own comic, so.
Yes, I was not informed. I would have thought one of my, my unders, someone under me would have informed me.
Guess
but
they're
no.
going to get a telling off, aren't they?
Oh, certainly.
Yeah.
There will be bloodshed.
Oh, part of
I'm
what?
sure it's on the line.
Yes, it will be, but never mind about it.
Right.
what I
Well,
just said.
on that note,
Mhm.
probably just going to move on from that.
Yes,
I
please.
think that's a good place to end it. Thank you all for answering my questions. I hope you all continue to join me for the next part. Up next is a debate coming up, so that'll be interesting. And after this short break, we shall see you soon. Hello and welcome back, everyone. Now, in this section of the show, the guests and I will discuss and debate certain controversial topics sent in by you. First up is an entry from @PennywiseDilf69 on Twitter. They've asked our guests to debate whether or not the American government manufactured HIV/AIDS virus. So that's a nice thing for a breakfast chat show to talk about. Thanks for that question. So what do you guys think?
Yes, it's true.
Right
Yes.
then, moving on. Nah. Why do you think it's true, though?
You know,
Yes, what do you?
US, very Christian, very like, God. And apparently in the Bible, you can't be gay, can you?
Yes.
So the government, to pander to the rich Christian society, not fabricated, but created the illness and then spread it.
Do you not think it's more hassle than it's worth trying to create something like that?
Nah, because all you got to do is create it and let it go.
Do you think the government are evil to do such a thing?
Yes.
Yeah, that's like pretty.
I understand why you're agreeing. Putin,
Yes, I
for
can
obvious
see
reasons.
myself doing that sometime
Yeah,
in the future.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Have you ever done that before, Putin?
Yeah, I mean, the Black Plague was my great ancestors, so yes, I would say it's in my bloodline to do that.
Your ancestors created the
The Black Plague, man. Yes.
like 1/3 of Europe like gone.
Yes, it turns out my great grandfather ate a rat. He just fancied it. He was so hungry, he just.
What was this? Oh, right, he ate a rat.
He ate a rat, got the Black Plague, and then smooched my great grandmother, and then
Well,
from there out, she was very social.
They didn't really
Putins
create.
are quite old then, aren't they?
Yes, we go back till the day of dawn, really,
It
for
wasn't
humanity.
It wasn't even the rats that had the Black Plague. No offense, Putin, but I think you're making it up.
Is this fake news I'm
I
hearing?
think you're
right now?
lying, Putin.
Yeah.
Anyway, Putin, what is your opinion of this? Do you think they did it? I know
I
you would do it. Do you
think-
think they're evil enough to do it?
I think they are. Yes, they are. As Shia LaBeouf said, the U.S. is very Christian, so it just makes sense. But
you think-
I am not homophobic at all.
You're not homophobic
no,
at all?
No, me and my big man over here, we've had some fun times in the past. I'll tell you that, haven't we, sweetheart? Yes.
Davros, what are you doing here?
What is he doing here?
Have you been here this whole time?
I think he has.
It's just
He's-
vibing.
Anyway, David, what are you thinking?
Well, I mean, it seems like a bit of a far-fetched conspiracy, so...
There you are then. Thank you very much for the question. That's all we have time for on that certain question. But we shall now move on to our new debate. Actually, you know what? But before that, we'd like to talk about our sponsor, Skillshare. Skillshare is a learning platform of online classes taught by the world's best practitioners. Skillshare is adaptive to your timetable. We now have a video to further tell you more about the fantastic sponsor.
Skillshare is an online learning community for creators. Take a class on anything: design, photography, business, and more. Share your work for feedback from students around the world. Skillshare is learning by doing. Learn from anywhere, at work or on your commute, anytime and at your own pace. This is how we create universal access to learning and how we unlock the world's creativity. For $10 a month, you have full access to all classes on Skillshare, thousands of them. Classes are taught by real people with experience building, making, and creating projects they care about. Learn by watching them work, learn from their experiences, and create alongside them. This is not transactional education. This is a community of lifelong learners. Learn, collaborate, and teach a class of your own. It all starts on Skillshare.
Now on to our next topic. This is from Jacob Rees-Moglover, and I hope you're all listening. This question is about child acting. Should it be abolished? Yes, that includes your local school nativity play troops. Take it away, David. What are you thinking?
Well, I don't really like children, so
You don't like children?
no,
What's wrong with them?
I bet they're just quite annoying, aren't they?
Are they? What have they done to you?
It's a bit of a twat.
All right. They won't hurt
I
you.
mean, they're small, they get ill easily.
Pain. Isn't that the same with animals?
And you're old, so you get ill easily. So
Don't want to get ill.
True. Shia,
93.
you were an actor as a child. What's your view on this?
look how I turned out.
So not good.
Not good.
Not good at all.
Rehab.
Don't let them do it.
Nah, don't let them do it. It's not worth it, kids.
Yes.
It's not worth it. Stay in school. You don't end up in rehab, crying. You know how we just. It's just not worth it at all.
Putin? your
Yes,
stance?
I am on the same side as him. I see him and I think he's a stupid idiot for going into it in the first place.
It's quite harsh.
You're ridiculous, little
He-
boy.
He was just a
I'm
kid,
rich though, aren't I?
So am I. And look at me now, big, beefy, lovely man. And you are little scrawny little ant. Little sad ant.
So,
I learned something from that too.
I think we all learned something from that. But then, how are you meant to have kids in movies if you don't have kid actors? What would be your solution? Because you can't have stories just never having kids. Sometimes they're essential.
That's true.
Just have adult actors on their knees with shoes.
That's
I've
quite
got a better
obvious though, isn't
proposition
it?
here at Attenborough. Dwarves. There are plenty of them. There's so many dwarves nowadays.
You think you should, but dwarves don't look like children.
No, but you can make them look like children. They're small, just make them up.
Is that not more money to spend on that though?
Yes, but it is worth it for the lives of the children that it saves.
What if you need one for a teenager, but you can't get a dwarf tall enough to play the part?
Well, I think there should be a certain age threshold.
What if you need to have a dwarf role and then you just have a dwarf kid? How are you supposed to tell the difference?
It can be tricky, but in the media you can do anything.
You would know that, wouldn't you?
Yes.
What if you want a child dwarf?
Now you're just asking really tricky questions.
Do you not have an answer for this, Putin?
Unfortunately not.
Putin, I thought you had all the answers, mate. What are you doing? Davros, what's your view?
Good point. I agree
Excellently
sincerely
said.
with this man. He knows
Tugs
what
on my
he's talking
heartstrings,
about.
really, to be honest.
Lovely man.
Wow.
Great
Especially
luck.
when you went into the poem. Anyway, thank you very much for joining us all on today's debates. And thank you for participating. It was brilliant. Also, thank you to everyone watching at home, and thank you to people sending in all those amazing questions. We hope to hear from you again soon. Please keep sending them in for next time. Thanks again, guys. That's all, folks. Goodbye.